Here are the answers for the section 13-2 homework, starting with number 1. We're asked to find 5 arithmetic means of an arithmetic sequence where the first term is 4 and the last term is 22. That is, we want to find all those numbers in that sequence so that they're evenly spaced and they have a common difference between terms. We need to find the value of d. So let's use our formula about the nth term of an arithmetic sequence. A sub n equals a plus n minus 1 times d. And in our sequence, the value of a is the first term, it's 4, and the 22 is which term? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the 7th term, a sub 7. So for a sub n, fill in 22, realizing it's the 7th term. The letter A is 4, and the letter N is 7. Now D becomes our unknown, and we can solve for D. So subtracting 4 from both sides, we have 18 is equal to 6D. Therefore, 3 is equal to D. Once you know the answer for D, you can find all the missing terms. 4 plus 3 is 7, 7 plus 3 is 10, then 13, 16, and 19. We've created an arithmetic sequence where there's a common difference of 3 between all the terms. Number 3, we can approach the same way. Here's our value of a, the first term. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 terms. So this one is a sub 8. So using our general formula, for a sub n, we'll fill in 12. For the letter A, fill in -2. For n, fill in 8. And then D is our unknown. Add 2 to both sides, we have 14 is equal to 7D. Therefore, 2 is equal to D. -2 add 2 makes 0. 0 add 2 makes 2. And then 4, 6, 8, 10. Number 9, we're asked for a single arithmetic mean between the numbers 5 and 73. We could find this answer in exactly the same way that we just did, or we can simply average the two numbers by adding them together and then dividing by 2. That will accomplish the same goal. This makes 78 divided by 2, which is 36. So 36 is exactly halfway between 5 and 73. Let's do number 11 in the same way. -28 plus 2, all divided by 2. So this is -26 divided by 2, which is -13. That's the number that's right in the middle. Now page 500, let's do a real-life problem. Number 4. A man driving along the interstate at 60 miles per hour, which is 88 feet per second, applies the brakes and comes to a complete stop in 22 seconds. If the speeds at which he travels in successive seconds are in an arithmetic progression, how fast did he travel in the 7th second after braking? So the initial speed of the car before the brakes are applied is 88, and that's written as the first number in a sequence. And that'll be the value of a in our formula. Now, 1 second later, the speed will be less, and that would end up being the second term in the sequence. So a sub 2, where the 2 represents the second term of the sequence, is some number less than 88. 1 second after that, the third term in the sequence would be some speed that's less than the second speed here. And so on until the car comes to rest and its speed is 0. Now, which term in the sequence is the speed of 0? We're told that it takes 22 seconds for the car to brake, so that's a sub 23. If the original speed of 88 is the first term, then the speed after 22 seconds is the 23rd term, not the 22nd term. Now let's use our general formula for a sequence. A sub n equals a plus n minus 1 times d. And for a sub n, use our value of the 23rd term, which is 0. The value of a is 88, and the value of n is 23. Subtract 88 from both sides. and then divide by 22. So d equals -4. Every second, the car is decelerating 4 feet in that second, so that the next term in the list is 84, and then 80, and then 76, and so on. If we want to know how fast the car is going after the 7th second, which term are we interested in? After the 1st second, it's a sub 2. After the 2nd second of braking, it's a sub 3. So notice that our subscripts are one off of the time that we're interested in. So I know I wrote a sub 7 here. I should not have done that. I'm actually interested in what's the value of a sub 8. The 8th number in my list represents the speed of the car 7 seconds after braking. To get the 8th number, let's use our general formula. You use the first term, 88, plus 8 minus 1 times the value of d, which is -4. So this is 88 minus 28, which is 60 feet per second. Next, number 5. The arithmetic mean of two numbers is 9. So notice I've made a sequence of numbers, used variables to represent these, and the number in the middle is 9. If the sum of the squares of the numbers, so x squared plus y squared, is, the word is an equals, 50 more than the square of 20, so here's how you would show that, then find the numbers. Let's work on this equation a little bit. This is x squared plus y squared is equal to 450. What else do we know about the situation? Well, we know that if we add the two numbers together and divide by 2, that equals to the average of 9. So we can see that x plus y is equal to 18. And if we solve for one of these letters, we could see that y is equal to 18 minus x. Let's substitute that into this equation that we had started to create here. So we have x squared plus 18 minus x squared is equal to 450. And now let's expand this binomial. So x squared plus 324 minus 36x plus x squared is equal to 450. This is a quadratic equation with x squareds. Let's combine like terms. We have 2x squared minus 36x minus 126 is equal to 0. All terms are even, so let's divide by 2. We have x squared minus 18x minus 63 is equal to 0. Now let's solve this quadratic equation for x. I'm choosing the quadratic formula as my technique. So the negative of b is 18 plus or minus, and then b squared, so 18 squared, that's 324, minus 4 times 1 times negative 63. All divided by 2 times a, which is a 2. Now let's work inside the radical. 324 minus 4 times 1 times negative 63 is 576. Now does the square root of 576 work out to a whole number? It does. That makes 24. So we have x equals 18 plus or minus 24 all over 2. 18 plus 24 makes 42, which divides by 2 to make 21. 18 minus 24 makes negative 6, which divides by 2 to make negative 3. There are two possible answers for x. Now that we know those numbers, we can plug them in to this equation that will get us the answer for y. So y will equal 18 minus 21, which is negative 3, or if you plug negative 3 in for x, we have 18 minus negative 3, which is 21. Notice the connection between these two values of y and these two values of x. You see how they're the same numbers? Well, that makes sense, right? That if we're told that 9 is in the middle between two numbers, that one possibility is that the first number could be the negative 3 and the last number could be the 21, Or the other possibility is that the first one could be the 21 and the last one could be the -3. In either case, 9 is in the middle between those two numbers. Now for the review assignment, page 497. The directions ask us to write the first 4 terms of an arithmetic progression using this information. So we're given the value of A, so the first number is -3. And we're given the value of D, so we need to add that to that number to get the next term. -3 add 3.5 is 0.5. 0.5 add 3.5 is 4. And then 4 add 3.5 is 7.5. Number 8. Find the nth term of the sequence using the given information. So we're given the first term is 2, we're given the value of D, and we want to find the 16th term. So let's use our formula. You take the first number 2 plus, and then n minus 1 times the value of D. So this becomes 2 plus 15 times 2, which makes 32. Number 16. We're given the first 3 numbers in an arithmetic progression. We're asked for the 8th one. Well, what's the pattern happening from term to term? It looks like it's subtracting 0.2i. So the value of D is -0.2i. Once we know D, we can find the 8th one in the list. So take the first number I plus 8 minus 1 times the value of D. Then simplify. This becomes I plus 8 minus 1 is 7. 7 times -0.2 is -1.4i. So 1i and -1.4i combines to -0.4i.